Would you look at that? Hello, y'all, and welcome to Yakety Mac. I sure do appreciate you joining me today. So we are late August and had a cold front come through, which is very unusual for this far south. It feels absolutely great out here. Steam's coming up off the water. Fish just jumped right here. Oh, there he is. He's a mullet. I hope the camera just picked that up right there. I wasn't sure what it was until I saw him come out of the water for the second time. Anyway, guys, we're going to do a little fishing today. I'm going to start off doing some bass fishing because, I don't know, the conditions seem just right. But I'm really excited to get started with this right here. This is my newest combo, which is the ZEBCO 33 Micro. And check out this little soft plastic I've got tied on here. I've never thrown micro baits before. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to test this thing out. Hey, is this a BFS substitute? I don't know. That's why I got it, to try to find out. But I'm excited to throw this and we'll see what we can get. If it's a bass, great. If it's bluegill, if it's crappie, or I'm sorry, they call them brim down here in the south. Unless you're the 8 Mile drifter, in that case you call crappie perch. So anyway, guys, we're going to see if we can't get some fish today. Join me. Let's have some fun. We're going to hit the reset button. I'm going to take some of the stress out of fishing today, or at least I'm going to try to. Well, all right, y'all, after 2 hours of chasing bass with fluke, underspin, a little bit of Texas rigworm, nothing happening for me. So let's pull out the 33 Micro. So the reason I have this combo is I've been kind of intrigued lately by BFS. If you don't know what BFS is, that is Bait Finesse System. Essentially, it is a bait casting reel designed to throw these micro lures, ultralight stuff, or finesse and subtle fishing. But I'm like, man, you know, spincast can do that as well for a fraction of the cost. So let me try that out. So that brings us to what we have here with this ZEBCO 33 Micro. It is a $24 reel. I have paired it on a little bit of a nicer rod. This is a Pioneer Trout. I ordered this online. It's light action, 6.5 feet. And I've got it spooled up with 6-pound Suffix Advance monofilament line. From the research that I've done, Suffix Advance is the best monofilament line that you can buy. I'm going to be testing that out. I've also got some 12-pound on another one of my reels, and I'll be doing a review on that to let you know if it lives up to its claims and the claims of others. So I've got this little bitty microplastic tied on here with a 32nd ounce weight, kind of Texas rig style. I got me a stop on there to help give it a little bit of action, let it bounce it off the bottom just a little bit. And check out these little EWG hooks. It's really cool. I didn't even know they made these things this small. I've got one of those set up on here as well. And then I'm starting to build myself a little micro lure collection. Here's a picture of it here. You know, it's obviously a beginner collection in its early stages, but I picked out some lures that I thought, man, if I was a fish, I'd eat that. So, you know, whether or not they will or not, we'll find out. So that's kind of the whole purpose of all this. So, man, this is so light, I can barely feel this weight on here. Now, I will tell you in my BFS research, 75% of the content that I've seen are guys reviewing and testing their BFS setups are throwing lures that you don't need BFS for. You could throw it on a regular bait cast reel. So that's why I'm not completely sold yet on the concept of it, but I am intrigued. And I'll tell you, there is a person that I do follow. Check him out right here, 8 Mile Drifter. This guy uses BFS as it's intended, throwing these microplastics. He likes the Z-Man plastics. And I'll tell you what, he tears up some panfish and he gets him some bass in there too. So he's kind of an inspiration for this right here. Let me see what we can do, guys. got one. What is he? Holy smokes. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my God. Oh my God. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Holy smokes. Would you look at that? Guys, I'm not even sure what's going on right now. This is crazy. This is one of the best fish I've caught recently. And I mean, on the 33 micro. Wait till I show you this lure that I caught him on. Let's get a measurement on him. See what he measures. Guys, he is almost 16 1/4. Very shallow. Wow. Wow. I'm shocked. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Go on, little fella. Big fella. Nice fella, whatever fella. I'm in shock. But hey, let's do this. Number 75 on the year. All right. We are back for 2 scoops, y'all. So yesterday I set out to answer the question, can a spin cast reel take the place of BFS at a fraction of the cost? And based on yesterday's results, the answer to that is no. At least not this spin cast. Now look, I am so grateful that I got the opportunity to catch that fish on this little reel yesterday. That was so much fun. I'll never forget that. But I can tell you that this reel is not going to hold up under heavy usage like that. That reel is just not going to be able to land too many of those kind of fish. In fact, I'm very confident in saying that I believe this reel will cost you fish if you try to use it in that capacity. The anti-reverse is not very good on it at all. And you can just feel that this is designed to be an occasional pan fishing reel. It's really good for that. I mean, it's nice and smooth and easy and light, responsive, but it's not going to hold up over the long haul. So while this spin cast isn't necessarily the one to replace BFS, I am now wondering if a more suitable spin cast could replace BFS. So I put my bullet here on the same rod that I had the micro on. Now you might be saying, well, dude, that's a $120 reel. Isn't your cost advantage gone now? And the answer to that is yes. But you don't have to spend $120 to find a well-built spin cast, one that can take a lot of use and abuse. In fact, I've got a $60 Omega that's on its way to me. It's going to get its opportunity to earn its stripes as well. But for now, I'm testing out a high-quality spin cast as a potential replacement for BFS, a substitute for BFS. And because even though the cost savings is gone, if you could never have a backlash, well, wouldn't that give the advantage to the spin cast reel? These are all questions that I don't know the answer to. Hey, man, every time I'm filming, fish are jumping. When I'm fishing, they're nowhere to be found. Anyway, guys, we're going to try to find that out today. Join with me if you will, and let's see how we do. So this is going to be a pretty good little test for this today. It is fairly breezy. It's the windiest it's been in quite a while. I'm assuming because of that front that moved through. So I've got this same little style bait, same company, same everything. It's just like a little grasshopper type of thing. So here we go. Micro fishing again. Sure would be cool if I had the same sort of result that I had yesterday, man. That would be all right. Let's go. Let's catch a fish, man. So y'all, today is a perfect example of even a BFS reel, you're going to have some troubles today because of the wind. I would estimate that there's I'd say between 7 and 10 mile an hour, pretty steady breeze. That's going to wreak havoc. Unless you're casting with it, it's definitely going to wreak havoc on any sort of a bait caster reel, BFS or not. So so far the bullet's been doing well. The only bites I've been getting are brim eating the appendages off of my little micro lures. So I've switched up to a little bit bigger profile just to try to keep them from eating the appendages. I don't want to defeat the purpose of BFS, which are the small micro lures. So that right there is what I have switched up to. Little crawl, a little bit, slightly bigger profile. And as you can see, it's missing an appendage. Daggone brim. But that's all right. We're going to keep going after him. I'm going to move to a different part of the lake. I'm not even getting bit by little bass. So I definitely think I'm throwing into vacant water. So we're on the move. See if we can find the fish. Well, y'all, the skunk made an appearance today. I couldn't get anything really to bite. Had a few machine gun bites. Really small fish up in really shallow water. Other than that, nothing on the micro lures. And pretty much, other than the first hour or so when I was throwing a fluke, pretty much that's all I threw all day was the micro stuff. And so, all right, so a couple of things from a testing standpoint. I'm going to try to get into this shade. It's hot out here. From a testing standpoint, the bullet absolutely performed flawlessly. It was an awesome reel. I wish I could have had a chance to fight a fish on him, although I did catch a fish last week on the bullet, a small one, but sure would like to have fought a fish on the bullet. But it made every cast that I needed it to make. So as of right now, I see no reason why it can't do everything that a BFS reel would do. Micro lures, I threw a variety. I must say that the ones that I like throwing are the Texas Rig soft plastics, the micro plastics. I threw a few of the moving baits. I even have like this small micro fluke that I threw. Didn't care for those at all. None of the little crankbaits. That's just not my style. So I did prefer the Texas Rig on the little micro lures. Too bad I couldn't get anything on them. So I'm going to continue to experiment with this. Is micro fishing going to be something that is part of my normal rotation? Now, it could be. Verdict is still out. I'm not going to let yesterday could have just been an accident. Maybe that fish was yawning just as I made my cast. So, who knows? But I do think it could serve its purpose, especially in tournaments when you've got to try to get your 5 fish limit, even if you got to go for 12-inch fish. I do think it could serve a purpose for doing that. So the verdict is still out. I'm anxious to try the Omega when it arrives in a couple of days or so and get that put on and spooled up for next week to give that a test. And I'm leaning more and more towards size 20 bullet. While this bullet did fine, it's just a little bit too heavy. It does cause some fatigue. Not as bad on that light Pioneer trout rod, but it's still there. So we'll try the Omega and then we'll see how that compares. And then I've got my eye, like I said, on that bullet. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you so much. This was intended just to be a 33 micro video, and it morphed into something else. Do me a favor if you would, hit the like button for me. Leave me a comment. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And by all means, share this video if you are so inclined. And it's Labor Day, guys, back to work tomorrow. But look, no matter how busy you are, no matter what you've got going on, I hope you'll always take some time to get outside and play.